up, you guys? Welcome back to my Bookish world. I'm Alex, and today I'm going to do the mid-year book Freakout tag, which I do every year. I will attempt to link the creators below if I can find them, but just so you know, I obviously did not create this tag. But yes, I have a lot of books to talk about, so let's get through it. So the first question is best book of 2020. For this one, I actually have two. By the way, I have two for a lot of these, my bad. The first book that I have is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer Armentrout. This book came out this year. It was basically like a surprise release, and I picked it up as soon as I got it, and I absolutely loved it. It's a thick one, but she's a beauty, and this book had so much in it. I just absolutely fell in love with it. The story, the romance, and it's going to be a series. The second book is already coming out this year, so this one. And then I also have One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, because this book took over my life when I read it. I mean, I just could not put it down. The story is wonderful. Basically, it follows this girl named Emma whose childhood, like high school sweetheart that she marries, ends up dying in a helicopter crash, and a few years later she is about to get remarried, but at the same time she finds out that her husband is actually alive. So it's just a whole mess of her trying to figure out what to do. Can you have more than one true love in your life? And it was just absolutely wonderful, and I think that the themes that it dealt with were absolutely insane. And then the next question is best sequel of 2020. I also have two for this. I'm sorry. For this one, I have Wayward Son by Rainbow Rowell and Rage and Ruin by Jennifer Armentrout. So Wayward Son, actually these are both ones that I read in June, but to be fair, I haven't read a lot of sequels this year. But Wayward Son follows Simon Snow, who is the worst chosen one to ever be chosen. And it's a super interesting story because we see his relationship, his trauma, all the things that he's dealt with. And while I enjoyed Carry On, it's definitely not my favorite. I think this one did a great deep dive, and especially after all of the drama with the most famous Chosen One's author, I think that this is a better story if you're looking for a better Chosen One story that is a little bit more inclusive and deals with trauma. And then I have Rage and Ruin, which is the sequel to Storm and Fury, which follows a girl named Trinity who, she's special. She's half angel, half human, and she's the only one of her kind. And basically something happens in this world that's killing the bad guys and the good guys, and she needs to be the one to figure out why, and she's the only one that can stop it. And there's forbidden romance. She's thick as well, but I absolutely adored this book. Like 5 out of 5 stars, so good. And I can't wait for the next book. And then I have new release you haven't read yet but want to. Now, this book has gotten a lot of bad reviews, but I still want to read it, and that is The Betrothed by Kiera Cass. I've read pretty much all of Kiera Cass's books besides Siren, and so I was really excited when she said that she was coming out with this. But again, like I said, I've heard a lot of bad things, but I still want to read it just because I have a feeling it'll be a really fast read. So yeah. Sorry, my throat hurts. I've been talking a lot. Alright, and then next we have most anticipated release for the second half of the year. For this one, I have The Brightest Night, which is the third book in the Origin series trilogy. This is the second book, so yeah. And then, if I can find it, the sequel to From Blood and Ash that's coming out September 1st, and I believe that is called A Kingdom of Fire and Flame. I'm really excited about it. And then, biggest disappointment. For this, I put Scythe. I've talked about how much this book irritated me. It was one I had to read for school, but it was just one that I could not stand. I just did not vibe with the story. I think that it could have been done so much better. So, yeah, biggest disappointment. And then, biggest surprise of 2020 is Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is another Taylor Jenkins Reid book that I just read pretty recently, and I didn't really think I was going to love it as much as I did, but I adored it, and I think the story is so cool, and I don't know. Why am I yawning? Whew. So cool, and I think it was just done very well, so yeah. And then favorite new author, either debut or new to you for this one. Technically it's debut and new to me because this is their first book, but it came out like a year ago. But that is Mason Deaver. I recently read I Wish You All the Best by them, and it was absolutely wonderful, and I am so excited to read more books by them. And then newest fictional crush. I don't get a lot of fictional crushes because I do read a lot of YA still, and I'm 21 and that feels weird. But I will say, my newest fictional crush, I think I'm going to go with Hunt from Crescent City or House of Earth and Blood because, why not? I mean, yeah. If you've read this book, you understand, okay? I'm not going to try to explain. And then, newest favorite character, I put Daisy Jones from Daisy Jones and the Six. I think Daisy Jones is such a complex character, and she stole my heart. And yeah, I just think she's such a complex character, and I love her. She's great. And then, book that made you cry. I have two on here. So, I don't usually cry. I would say maybe I like teared up or something. That's usually what it is. But I have here The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. This was a reread for me. I read it back in, I think, February. I absolutely adored it, obviously. One of my favorite books. This is a book, this story that I think will make me cry anytime I read it. It's just so well done and so emotional, and especially now with everything going on, I think it's a very important read. So yeah. The other book that I have here is Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds, which again is such an important book right now that I truly recommend. It's Black author, Black characters, like, it's just wonderful, and I loved it so much. And I'm definitely more excited now to read books by Jason Reynolds. And then, let's see, book that made you happy. I have Heartstopper Volume 1 by Alice Oseman. This is a graphic novel about a male-male romance, but it kind of starts with a friendship. Anyway, I haven't read the next two volumes yet because I don't think they're out in the US, or at least not at my library. I need to request those to be bought, but I really enjoyed it. Don't knock it off. Okay, favorite book to movie adaptation. I don't think I saw any this year, so sorry. Favorite review you've done this year? None. I really need to get better at reviewing books. That's literally what this channel is about. Yeah. And then most beautiful book you bought so far this year. I have two. Okay. Actually, I have four, but two of them have not come in yet because I bought them, like, right around the time that, like, the Black Lives Matter movement was trending, and so a lot of people were buying from this store. I bought them from a Black-owned bookstore. And so I've been waiting like a month for them to come, but it's fine. I've just got an email saying that they just got a bunch of new stock in, as well as they have more employees. So hopefully I'll be getting those soon, but I only have two here to show you. So the first one that I have is Crescent City or House of Earth and Blood, which is just, I mean, look at those end pages, and just like, oh. It's stunning. It's such a stunning book. It's a heavy book, but it's stunning. Even that cover, and even though there's a rip in my cover, like, she's pretty. And then I have the Black Flamingo by Dean Atta. I don't know. That sounds right. But anyway, this just came earlier this week. It's a book told in verse. I haven't read it yet, but I'm so excited to. But, like, this cover is stunning, but not only that, like, let me just, like, look at that naked hardback. Like, I don't think you can see, but it's pink and it has flamingos all over it. I love it. I love it so much, and I'm very excited to read it. I've heard such great things about this book. The other two that I have on here are With the Fire on High and Clap When You Land, but like I said, they haven't come in yet, but those books are stunning. Their covers are stunning, but also the naked covers, oh, my heart. And then last question, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? So for this, I have Christina Lauren books. I have so many Christina Lauren books, most of their adult romance that I need to get in. This is just one of them. But like Josh and Heisel's Guide to Not Dating, The Young Honeymooners, Roomies, oh, what's another one? Love in Other Words, so many others, plus my favorite Half Night Stand. I'm just planning on binging a ton of these books this year. The next one that I also have is Red, White, and Royal Blue because I need to read that because everybody loved it last year and I feel like I'm the only one who has not read it yet. And then also, The Burning Shadow. I need to read this before October. I'm supposed to read it this month. If I don't read it this month, somebody hit me because I need to read this. Like, I literally have a little bookmark in it just waiting for it to be read. So I need to read this book. I'm gonna read you. The third book comes out in October and I want to be ready to read it when it comes out. So that's it for this video. Let me know if you have some answers to these questions, if you've read some of the same books, if you have any opinions, or, you know, just leave a nice comment down below. I like interacting with you guys. And yeah, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow all my social media. That's Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, as well as my book Sloth. And let me think, what else? Oh, don't forget to click on the link below and figure out ways that you can help with the Black Lives Matter movement. And yeah, that's it. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.